Hello everyone. Today I am reviewing, or rather not reviewing, I don't know the word. Uh, I guess just showing this thing off. I don't know. Just talking about it. It is the R36S. I think it's called an AmberElec device. Anyway, it's basically an emulation console. You can play the old Pokemon games, Mario. So instead of like playing the NES games or N64 games or SNES or the old PSP, anything that you can emulate on a PC, it'll run on this. Um, this one, while the instruction manual does say an R36S, I hate to say it, but this is one of the fake ones. And first, I'm going to tell you how you know. So, some of the devices, this little indentation around the stick, that's going to be on the real devices, that's going to be a little wider. The X button, Y, A, B, and A, they don't look like this on the real ones. They look a little thinner, I guess I could say. Um, Now, this one doesn't have it, but some of the fake devices, these edges, are actually round. So you gotta want to watch out for that. Another thing is where it says Games Console or Game Console. This one, because it's the fake one, it does have this sticker on there. The other one will have a little bit more information. I actually have a design up here above the game console. And then there's also one other thing. So on the real R36S, the battery tabs, this one's going to be a bit higher. At least I think. Yeah. This one's going to be a bit higher. So it's going to be a bit higher than the left side. If it's not, well, that's an indication you might want to check some stuff out. The other thing is when you start this up, it'll look like it's a real one. And I can't do it to this one because I actually have a different OS on this. But the logo will be stretched versus normal on the fake ones. It'll show the three R36S's, one right here, one right here, one right here, all different colors. And it'll say R36S, but like I said, the normal, I cannot talk. Like I said, the fake ones, it'll be stretched out. So anyway, let's get into the functionality of this thing. And don't get me wrong, yes, it is a fake one, but it still works pretty well. The only issue I had with it was trying to get a different OS on there. This one, I'm not sure. I can't remember if I mentioned it, but it did come from Temu. It is what it is. It was about $35 versus the $80 that they normally are when you buy them from the website. So other than that, let's see. Let's turn this thing on here. So you got your card right here. It comes with it. Comes preloaded with the OS, and this one has all the games on it. There is a secondary slot on this side. You can stick your games on that, and I guess what the advantage of that is if you have issues with this card, and if you will if it's the stock one. They just come with crappy cards. If you have issues with this one and your OS corrupts, or not your OS, your card corrupts, then you're not losing all your games, right? I back everything up on my laptop, so it's not going to matter for me anyway. I mean, I have this little deal that's over here. I can just boop, and then it's all backed up on my laptop, so it doesn't matter for me anyway. That's it. So I did. Let me see here. I gotta figure out how to turn this damn thing on. Okay. So now that it's on, that's the OS I actually managed to get running on this. It was hard. It was hard. The AmberElec OS. I can't remember what it was called. Emulation won't run on this. The not AmberOS, ArkOs, that's what it was, won't run on this. The only one that I've ever actually managed to get running on this was the one that you just saw. Let me see here. Where is all games? So you can see. And you can go. Here we go. Oh. So, I mean, this thing has like thousands of games. And if you're going through this list and go, hey, my favorite game isn't on here for the SNES or N64 or whatever, truth be told, you can just go to Emulation or ROMs.com or Super ROMs or whatever and just literally download it and stick it on here. Is it legal? Not really. But, I mean, you can do that. So there is a way to add games into this. You just pull this out. There's two, how to put it? Two partitions, two sides to the disk. One side is your OS. Don't mess with that one. The other side should say games or software or something to that effect. And it'll have a list of all the folders and everything. You just do that. Make sure you put, so like if you get like an N64 game, don't put it in the SNES folder because it'll screw it up. Make sure you put it in the N64 folder, for example. You want to make sure you put those. This thing is very picky, but I mean it's good. Let me back out of here. I think that's the right one. I don't want to. All games. You can do your favorites. Last play. Dreamcast. Where did it go? Yeah, oops. That's not the right one. The controls on this OS are a bit different. You have all these games on your Game Boy. And yes, there's actually... See if we can do everybody's favorite. Just so you can see how it works. So the volume is over there, that's what I was doing. But this does work quite well. It's a great little device. I actually got it because I was tired of playing it on here. But this is, unfortunately, it is a fake one, like I said, but it does work quite well. Have all the functionality. Let's just say no. Because I don't want to, I can't do this with one hand. I forgot how to do it. So you do have these triggers on the back. Some games use the triggers. So like on this one you can, the Game Boy Advance, I believe, has the triggers on the back. So like if you have the folding one, they're on the back. If you have the big console looking one, they're on the edges. But you can use that as the triggers for that. Now as far as the second stick goes, I haven't really found any games that'll play with that. I'm guessing some of the fighting games might. I mean, you know, some of those have the dual stick setups. But that's it. I mean, this is a good device. Just be aware that even though the box itself looks legitimate, like there's nothing wrong with it, you know, oh hey look, it looks to be the right one. No, it's not. I mean, they'll look like they are the right ones. They'll even show all the different colors. But truth be told, it's fake. But you know what? I got it for $36. I'm happy with it. Hasn't crapped out on me yet, minus my own mistakes. And it does charge via USB, the one on the left. Has a headphone port, but I'm going to have to take this thing apart and solder the headphone port back on a little bit. It's a little crazy. The left side or right side of my headphones keep going out. This one is for Wi-Fi capability. Some of the fake ones, I do need to point out, do not have the Wi-Fi functionality at all. You'll have to flash into different OS. There's quite a few out there. I'm pretty sure there's an R36S group on Reddit, on Facebook, on pretty much any social media website. But the ones I found it from are ones I found the information from. A lot of it was from Reddit. That's where I found out about the AmberElec OS. I recommend giving that one a try. If not, some versions of ArkOs will work, but every single one of the fake ones is different. Like if I were to go and buy another one, it may have the exact same motherboard, but won't have the exact same screen. It'll have the same type of screen. It'll fit on the device and everything, but it'll be a different model number. So you gotta watch. You gotta watch that, because some of these will actually you'll have to go to turn it on, and the screen will be black. So to fix that, all you have to do is, what that means is the files for the screen aren't compatible with your screen. There are a few places out there you can get screen files. Just search around, and there's tons of fixes on what is this platform's name? YouTube. I'm sorry guys, I'm struggling a little bit today. But there's tons of files on, or tons of videos on YouTube showing, how to fix the black screen, how to deal with this, how to put different operating systems on there, and it's fairly intuitive. Just make sure you have a program called Rufus. You're going to need that to write to your card. And it's free. And basically what you do is you get the disk image from, say, a website. You stick it in here into either one of these or a USB one. And then you go into Rufus after you've unpacked your ISO file, your disk image. You select it with Rufus, and then you just make sure everything's good. Make sure it's in FA32 or exFAT32. And then you hit start. It'll go through the process. And if you did it correctly, it'll write the image to your chip. You can stick that back in there. And, well, see if it works. If it doesn't, well, then just try different operating systems, different variants of the same operating system, different files. There's all kinds of ways you can deal with it. But it's all it is just a little micro SD card in there. Like I said, it'll partition it into there's technically two different drives on that one chip. If it doesn't show up in my computer, that means you have to go into Device Manager and not Device Manager, hit Create Partition in your computer and assign it a drive letter. And then it'll show up. Then you stick it in here, and then you can pull it out, and if it works, great. Well, pull it out still, and then stick it back in your chip reader thing, and because this device will actually put the file system on for your game, so you don't have to sit there and go in and type it all out manually. I learned that the hard way. But the one I've got, it actually comes with thousands of games. And all I did was take all those games, put them onto my laptop temporarily, change the OS out from the BS Chinese bullshit that they put on here, and put the games back on. So, plus added a few of my own that I had on the laptop that wasn't on there. So, I mean, it's good. The thing is only, I mean, here's my hand. You can see how big this thing is. I do not have a banana for scale, unfortunately. But that's about how big it is. And it lasts, a battery lasts a good 6 hours. I plugged in it fully charged yesterday. Oh, and it is that one you charge, not that one. You plug it into that one, you're going to have issues. This one. So, yeah, here we go. Need to actually plug it in. So you just plug it in like that. Little light comes on. That will go off when fully charged. And that's it. That's the fake R36S. That's, for being fake, it's actually not that bad. But that's it.